With that being said, welcome to the new show on the block. Touching every topic, guaranteed to make it hot. Run them Phillip River spirals to girly running the rock. Run them lake show dunks to them game winning shots. It's a lock, it's a fact that we only spitting facts. Like who wreck a finna flop and who stay on top of that. Who the hottest of the month and who really spitting trash. Don't stress, just guess. This your favorite podcast. Everything should be dead after.
That's what he said.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on what time it is, wherever you are in the world. Listen to us right now. I am Francisco, your host with the most, aka defective_TDK on the IG, and I'm chilling with my co-host.
What's up, everybody? It's Daniel, aka Unruly Pretty Rocco on that IG.
And you are now tuned in to episode 56 of
With That Being Said.
That's right, 56, and we back for another one.
We back.
And we got some good energy in the room today. I feel like it's going to be a fun episode. I'm ready to have some fun.
I'm ready to have some fun, too.
I feel like I'm getting a sense of relief from you, from that side of the room.
Relief?
Relief.
What do you mean by relief?
Kind of like if I were, if I were to say you were a mood, and I had to put that mood in one soundbite, in one soundbite, the soundbite would be, phew. That would be it.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is if you guys listened to last week's episode, we had a bit of a water bet.
Oh, yeah.
We had a water bet regarding the toilet bowl. And the toilet bowl was the Washington Redskins going to go visit the Miami Dolphins. Both teams at that point, I was going to say were undefeated, but they were the opposite of undefeated.
Definitely the opposite.
They were unvictorious,
Yeah.
I would suppose. And I let you pick the team.
You're right.
I let you pick the team. The Redskins got out to a lead pretty quick. They were up 17-0, and the Dolphins decided to pull Josh Rosen, and in comes in your boy Ryan Fitzmagic.
It's Fitzmagic time,
and
baby.
He just led the Dolphins on a comeback. They were down 16-17 with time expiring. They went for the 2-point conversion, and they missed it. So my team ended up winning the water bet, which means I get to douse you with water.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Abraham couldn't be with us today. And because I want to be able to record it.
Definitely.
And
we got to record it.
We got to post that. We're not going to do it. We're going to have you pay off that bet next week. But it is something that I want to start doing from now on. It's going to be a segment called The Wetter Better.
The Wetter Better.
And, just if we find any bet intriguing that we want to do, loser gets water poured on them. If any of you guys have an idea of something that we should be betting on, go ahead, hit us in the comments on Instagram. We already gave you your tags, but we also have, with that being said, Instagram page. We got a new segment today.
We do.
Danny, go ahead, hit him with the new segment.
New segment. So look, I'm not sure if you guys know this about me, but I'm a very, very, very big metalhead. I love listening to heavy metal.
It's a lot of varies.
Yeah, big fan. And I wanted to share some music with the audience, with our fans, and with you, Francisco, specifically.
Yes, sir.
So I don't know if you remember one of our old episodes called Heavy Metal, Not Aluminum.
Heavy Metal, Not Aluminum, baby.
So we're going to name this segment Heavy Metal, Not Aluminum.
I like this. I want to broaden my horizons.
Exactly. I started listening to metal when I was about 11 years old, if I remember correctly.
Really? 11?
I was probably 11. I was in 7th grade, I think.
Where did you start with?
What did I start with? It's funny because as I was writing this segment, I was trying to figure out what was the first band that I listened to. And I think it was maybe Slipknot. Maybe.
Okay. They always used to scare me because of the mess and shit.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure, but I remember one of my cousins, shout out my cousin Nelson, let me borrow one of their CDs. And I got it. It was back when iTunes is still around, but I put it on my computer. I saved it to my computer, and then I gave him back the CD. And I was like, oh, shit. I think I made a copy, too, on another CD. When you used to burn CDs back in the day.
I feel it.
And I absolutely fell in love with that album. Ironically, I went to go see them a few months back, and it was the best one.
Yeah. I remember we was talking about the mosh pit and whatnot.
Yeah, and then, that got me into, playing guitar, because as soon as I listened to the guitars and heavy metal, I wanted to play, and I started playing guitar back then.
I always thought you got into guitar because of Carlos Santana.
Nope, not really.
Huh?
No.
I must have I must have dreamed
Just
that.
because we're Hispanics, I mean we listen to Carlos Santana.
You don't listen to Carlos Santana?
There was a time where I listened to him a little bit, but
Thank
not
you.
really.
Thank you.
Well, a little bit.
Point proven.
I mean, I guess you're technically right.
I tend to be, Danny, which is why I win these water bets. I'll let your boy.
Okay, water bet. You're saying plural already.
There's more to come.
Definitely more to come.
That's what she said.
If you guys are asking, so what's metal? Like, what are the characteristics of metal? Right? I'm assuming people would be thinking about that.
Yep.
They don't listen to the genre.
Yep.
So basically, they're bands. So there's guitar, bass, drums, 2 guitars usually, and then a lead singer, obviously. Sometimes there's keyboards, but mostly it's just guitar, bass, drums, and a lead singer. The guitars are very loud and heavily distorted. There's a very dense bass and drum sound. You know, everybody knows what a drum kit looks like, right?
Yeah.
Basically like a bass drum, 2 toms. Well, with metal, they usually use 2 bass drums. Yeah, or sometimes they use 1, but they use it's called a double foot.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the one with the pedal, right? So
exactly.
Okay.
So instead of it just being one like dun dun, it's dun 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 dun, or if it gets faster, it's like dun 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 dun. That's how they keep the beat going, and obviously they have vigorous vocals, albeit either screeching. They could be singing normally, or just they distort their voices.
Right.
And the songs usually have guitar solos in them. That's kind of basically what the gist of heavy metal. But the band that I want to introduce to you and to our listeners is this band called Arch Enemy. They're a Swedish melodic death metal band.
Okay.
They're formed in 1995, and what's interesting about them is that they have a female lead singer.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 things intrigue me off bat. First off, the name, I'll fuck with it.
Arch Enemy?
Pretty metal.
Okay.
It's metal as fuck, if you ask me.
Thank you. Okay.
And a female lead singer, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know so much about metal and metal bands, but I don't think I didn't know of one that had a female lead singer.
Yeah, I mean, it's not super rare, but it's kind of rare. You don't really most metal bands have male lead singers.
Right.
Most bands in general have male band members.
Yep.
So it's good to see a woman front running a metal band. Yeah, she's actually Canadian. And the thing is that with melodic death metal, I'm not really a big fan of death metal just in general, because I feel like there isn't, like, I mean, the term says melodic. There's not that much melody. It just kind of, to me, it sounds like a bunch of noise, and it's hard to like catch onto things that I like, because in death metal, their voices are distorted, they're screaming, so you really don't understand the lyrics.
Right.
But with melodic death metal, the guitars are really what kind of push front everything. So instead of like, you know how compared to like rap music or R&B, there's hooks, you know, and that's kind of what sticks into your head.
Yeah, that's what catches your attention.
So in this, it's the guitar melodies that catch your attention, and you hear it throughout the song.
Can you describe to me their look, so I can like picture, I can imagine the people at home can like try to put together what they look like.
What they look like?
Yeah.
They just like they look like normal people. What's cool about
see, that's not. I'm not vibing with that.
They're not. You want that shock factor?
I need a theme.
You need a theme?
I need a theme. Like, they
honestly,
need to look like goblins.
They honestly look like normal people. What's cool about Alyssa? She dresses up in like I would say a leather suit. Maybe her hair's blue, but like, they just look like normal people, except they're in a band.
Okay.
There's obviously other
all
bands.
leather, blue hair.
Yeah. There's other bands that, like how I said, Slipknot. They wear masks. Like some of them, like some other crazier bands, like they paint themselves like in black and like black makeup and stuff like that for more of the shock factor.
I just had an idea, Danny.
What's up?
And you can tell me if this idea is taken, but it just came to me right now.
Okay.
Entrepreneur
over here.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna start a metal band.
Okay. I'll play guitar.
Okay. Here's the thing, like I said, we need themes, right? So what I want to do is for our theme, we're gonna dress up for sure.
Oh, we are.
Yeah, and we're gonna dress up.
Everybody, his eyes are closed too right now. So
yeah,
he's picturing
I'm trying to picture this.
Yeah.
We're gonna dress up like hobbits.
Okay.
And here's the thing. You know how you said that the guitar is what pushes forward, what stands out, what gets people's attention? Our band name is going to be Lord of the Strings. Huh?
Are we gonna be playing folk music like the one I sent you earlier?
Yeah, we're gonna have a flute. It's just gonna be hard as fuck.
Earlier today, I showed Francisco an Irish folk metal band that like had like it was like a harp and like a flute, and they're playing heavy distorted guitars, and then like screaming like crazy. It was hilarious, but it was kind of dope.
Lord of the Strings is copyrighted, by the way, so nobody try to take that in case I ever want to use it.
All right. I like it.
Anything else on this metal band I should know?
I'm gonna go see them next week.
Or where are they performing?
They're performing at the Hollywood Palladium.
Oh, sick. Who are you going with?
Just me and a couple homies. Me, shout out Annabelle 8A, our show's therapist.
Yup.
That we know.
She is now.
She is now.
She doesn't even.
She doesn't know it yet, but
Yeah,
she's
she is now.
Yeah. And then her boyfriend, one of my boyfriends, like high school, Aaron. So
What up, Aaron?
AKA Hippo.
What up, Hippo?
But yeah, so they have a playlist on Apple Music called Arch Enemy Essentials, and I'm gonna post that on the on our IG. And then if you're not a Apple person, which some people aren't, I think Spotify has something equivalent or similar.
They'll have something similar.
So we're gonna post those up for sure. So if you guys want to take a listen, maybe don't be scared. Not everyone's scared of metal because it's like, oh, it's satanic, it's evil. Well, I mean, they talk about taboo things, but I mean, you guys like horror movies, right?
Also, some of the porn you guys watch is pretty taboo. So,
well, hold on, you guys.
What?
Where
Isn't that an everybody thing?
Who's you guys?
I thought this was common knowledge.
That what?
That we all in this together.
Hold up, you said why'd you bring up porn out of nowhere?
So next thing I wanted to talk about, right? Switching over the music genre, it was your boy's birthday.
Who's my boy?
It's your boy Marshall Mathers.
Ah, okay.
AKA Stan, AKA Eminem. It was his birthday yesterday. You know how old he turned?
What, 50?
Almost. He's 47.
Damn.
Dude, he's getting up there, man. But Eminem is obviously, I was going to say he's one of the bad boys of rap, but I feel like everybody in rap has like a bad boy persona. At least they did for a few years that they were really trying to push. But I mean, when you think of controversy in rap, like Eminem obviously has 100%. So many moments.
Didn't he go on trial for his album?
Yeah, I remember that.
Right?
I remember that.
Congress?
Yeah, something along those lines. I think one of my favorite Eminem moments, or there's a few that stand out to me, but I remember once where he had the performance at the MTV Awards, and he just comes in with a bunch of stans following him.
Yeah,
all these white boys with dyed blonde hair. They got that peroxide in their hair
and the white beaters.
Tees.
Yeah.
Oh man, that shit was crazy. That and then obviously the beef with Mariah Carey.
I think my favorite one was his beef with Benzino.
Yeah, for
he made
sure.
That song "Nail in a Coffin," and that shit just.
But see, the only reason why I don't go there is because like Benzino wasn't bigger.
But he was. But he wasn't Mariah. He wasn't. I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
and it's weird because it's like beef with Mariah. That's weird.
Yeah.
But it was. I feel it.
That and then in one of his music videos, I remember he's like working at a fast food restaurant or whatever. And the guy's being a dick to him, so he spits in his fries.
Oh, it was the roast him shady. Yeah, I think so.
And then the guy
and you see it, and you see it like the spit or whatever.
To this day, I don't even know why I described
funny.
it, but I'm saying he just has so many moments of who he is and what he represented. And obviously his lyrical ability is fucking crazy. One of the best to ever do it.
I think he was the first rapper I ever listened to.
Really?
Because
I can see that though.
Again, and it's funny that I mentioned how I started listening to metal. That was my older cousin Nelson. My eldest cousin Michael had the the Marshall Mathers LP.
Yeah.
And I listened to it through him. And that's when I was like, who the fuck is this dude?
He used to be borrowing CDs from everybody, huh?
Exactly. That's what it is. I don't got an older brother, so.
I feel it. Also, back in that time, yeah, that was the thing to do, to burn the CDs.
Yeah. And if anybody had an Xbox, same thing with the Xbox. You would put the CD in there, and burn it to the Xbox.
Homie.
And then I give it back. Thank you. And I got the shit on my Xbox. I remember I had to change the name too, just because that was back in the day when it was super controversial to listen to him. And my parents were like, "Oh, you can't listen to that." Da, 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 da.
Oh, they knew who he was.
They knew who he was.
Oh shit.
Because I think Univision did a whole thing on him. And,
they
those Hispanic fucking
Telemundo.
Yeah. It was
John Francisco and Sábado Gigante.
Hey, rest in peace, Sábado Gigante. Though, for real. R.I.P. But yeah, he was the first dude I listened to, first rapper I listened to.
I want to switch it up and talk about another dude that we're both fans of, and it's the GAME, The Game. He's putting out another album, and it's supposed to be his last one, his last studio album. I don't believe it.
I don't either.
I think he's just, honestly, like as much of a fan of his as I am, I feel like he just gets bored sometimes, and he's like, "Fuck it,
make some music."
Yeah, we just put more shit out. We'll start a beef with somebody.
Yeah,
like there ain't nothing going on right now, So the next album is supposed to be titled Born to Rap, and it was supposed to be released this last month, but it's been pushed back, and it's coming out in November. And at first I was like, damn, like that's just going to be another while. But before you know it, we're in the middle of October. Like,
Yeah.
it's just a couple weeks away. It's supposed to have a feature with Nipsey on it.
Okay.
Obviously, it's going to have Dr. Dre production on there. And it's going to be released under his new label called Prolific Records. So it's interesting to me that you're going to start a new label and you're going to retire.
Maybe he just wants to.
You can always A&R. You can always try to push new artists out and whatnot.
He wants to be the Pusha T of it.
But he's tried that before, and it hasn't really worked out in his favor. So I'm just kind of like, I guess you could have another go at it, but I think any label he starts, he's going to be the biggest name on no matter what. So
yeah.
That's why I think the Pusha T thing works. And especially because Push, like, we've only started getting solo albums recently.
True.
Right?
Right.
Right?
No,
As of like a few years ago.
Yeah. Before it was clips.
And even then, they're not even like back to back. So it's not like we're used to getting Push music all the time.
Just random,
so
years,
so when he drops, he drops. But yeah, he's got bigger artists ahead of him. So I'm excited to see what that album's gonna be about, especially if he says it's gonna be his last one. Something I want to talk about was your boy Miles Garrett. You fuck with Miles Garrett?
I do.
Miles Garrett is the fucking homie, to be honest.
I mean, he's not somebody's homie apparently, from what I listened, from what I heard.
From what you heard. Well, for those of you who don't know, Miles Garrett is a defensive lineman for the Cleveland Browns. Miles Garrett was stopped at a red light when somebody hopped out of their car, came to his window and said, "Hey, can I get a picture?" He's like, "Yeah." He rolls down the window. When he rolls down the window, he gets sucker punched. And the guy takes off running. I don't know what this guy was thinking, because last I checked, Miles Garrett was 6'4", 270 pounds. Last I checked, Miles Garrett was tied in the league for sacks. Like, this is a fucking monster of a human being.
Yeah.
And not to mention, Miles Garrett got this guy's license plate.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, but
So he goes to go report it to the police. They catch the suspect, and Miles Garrett identifies him. But as of yet, he hasn't pressed any charges. But it's just like, what are you doing? Like, what day and age, what
that was just
society are we living in that people want to do shit like this?
I mean, I'm surprised the dude didn't record it and like post it on social media.
Yeah, I would have thought that's what
he would want to do for clout or whatever.
And they were saying, well, the Browns, they're not having the season that everybody thought they were gonna have. And I'm like, well, that's not Miles Garrett's fault. He's out here fucking balling.
Exactly.
It's not on him. Oh, maybe he was a fan of another team. Even if I was a fan of another team, I would never want to punch. I've joked around before that I would punch Steph Curry, but like, it's a fucking joke. Like, he's never done anything to me for me to punch him.
you definitely have said you want.
Yeah, I definitely have.
Yeah.
I know I have for sure. I've said that. But yeah, like, and then on top of that, he's a fucking monster of a human being. Like, what are we thinking here?
Yeah.
Like, what?
But of course he did it like that because he knew he was gonna get.
Of course, it was a sucker punch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get into a little bit of sports, Danny, because I'm out here trying to win some bread.
Okay.
I'm out here gambling. I'm out here doing the most. Somebody said in 10 years I'll probably be putting my house up on a bet.
Probably, knowing you.
But you know what?
Hey man, you living, bro.
They call me Mr. Make It Do What It Do.
Oh.
You win some and you lose some, baby.
Okay.
I want to talk about the Houston Astros taking on the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
I mean, baseball's more of your forte.
I feel like the Astros are your forte, though.
The Astros are definitely my forte. They're just
that's
so
the thing.
hard to not root for. They're so hard not to like. Like, they are who they are, and they win games. You know?
Yeah.
They're up 3-1 on the Yankees in the series. They're playing right now in New York, right?
Yep.
Last you checked, the Yankees were leading 3-0 in that game.
Last game.
And Verlander started that game, so
Yeah,
that's
he did.
interesting. But the Astros have looked great. The Astros have looked like they're destined to win the World Series this year.
It seems like it, honestly. It feels like it.
But Giancarlo Stanton returns to the Yankees lineup today. Obviously, that's another great hitter to add to that line of guys who are already dangerous.
It's 4-1 now.
4-1?
Yeah.
Still
Yankees.
Yeah. I know Paxton's on the mound for the Yankees today. And he won his first start against the Astros, I believe.
Yeah, it was game 1. No, sorry, not game 1. His first start against you're talking about the Yankees?
Paxton pitching for the Yankees, right? Against the Astros.
Yeah.
Was it game 2 or
it was game 1. It was
game 1? Yeah, so he won his first outing. I don't want to say it's over,
It's over.
Obviously, the Yankees are up in this game. They could win this one, go back to Houston down 3-2, and you never know what happens. But I think the Astros, yeah. I mean, that's how it's feeling. But I don't want to collect money too early. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, you did bet on it, so you can't say nothing.
Yeah.
I can say something. I can say I think it's over. Even though they're up, I think it's over.
And do you think if they play the Nationals, they win?
Yeah. I feel like if anybody plays the Nationals, they win.
I mean, the Nationals pitching is hot, but also you got to come up against, whoever comes out of the AL and their fucking lineup is just fucking a death row of hitters.
It gets me mad just thinking about this, about the National League side, just because how the St. Louis Cardinals just rolled over, and like just took the fattest L of all time. It's like, damn, that could have been us.
But did you think they had a chance?
What do you mean?
Like
Cardinals?
Yeah.
Like
you think they just gave in, or?
I don't know. I think so. Maybe I really don't know. I don't know what the fuck happened to that team. Like I wanted to if the Dodgers played the Cardinals in the NLCS. Okay, cool. We're probably gonna win. But they're a good team. And I thought, okay, now it's gonna be the Nationals and the Cardinals. Oh, it's probably gonna be like a 7-game series now. And then
it was just over.
It was just over in 4. It was already like in 2 games. Honestly, that's what it seemed like.
Yeah. And like I was saying, the Nationals pitching was fucking hot. They were on fire. Anibal Sanchez almost threw a no-hitter.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to think, but either way, I think the Astros end up taking it. I'm super confident in the Astros, man.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
bleed orange, Houston strong, baby.
Whoa.
No?
I thought you were an Angels fan.
I am, but guess what? We've been out of the playoffs for like the last 4 months, so
last like 4 years too.
Also, Danny,
what?
Don't be saying stuff like that, all right?
Yeah, I'm just speaking facts.
I'm just saying Houston strong.
Look, I think Houston's gonna win. It'd be interesting if the Yankees win today, because then obviously, again, like you said, they go back to Houston. Game 6, you never know what happens. If they win, then it's Game 7. Now it gets really, really interesting. But then again, I don't see how Washington can shut down any of these bats, albeit the Yankees or Houston. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, whether it's the Yankees fucking hitting bombs going yard, fucking every other batter, or Houston killing you with the small ball, just manufacturing runs. They have great base running, don't they?
Yeah, I guess.
It feels like they just always know what to do in any given situation.
They just play small ball and it works. Honestly, it really does work.
It's a bunch of smart guys over there.
Okay, relax.
Good on you, Houston. Good luck. Let's switch up sports, man, because the NBA is about to be back, baby.
True.
The NBA is about to be back. And obviously, we, here with that being said, are fans of the Los Angeles Lakers.
You guys want to sponsor us, Lakers? Let us know.
I mean, maybe.
We'll be cool with it.
Maybe we go record out of a fucking Staples Center suite or something.
Yeah, right.
That'd be pretty sick. I'm not asking for much. Bottle service, maybe.
Oh, okay. Just one bottle, though.
Yeah, but keep it chilled.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel it.
Don't give me none of that plastic bottle shit at the bottom shelf at CVS. You feel me? But I'm not asking for much, though. Maybe we get sponsored by Diddy, too, and they give us Ciroc bottles.
Fuck it. I'm with it. We get all the flavors. Ciroc boys.
Ciroc boys. The Lakers have looked pretty good in preseason. Right now, they're 3-2 with their last game coming up tonight. All 3 of their wins have been against the Warriors, and both of their losses were against the Nets. In preseason, the final score means absolutely nothing. The only thing that matters is the productivity of the players while they're on the floor. You want to see what your starters look like against another team's starters, and you want to see what your bench players, guys who are going to be key bench players, key role players, what they look like if they're ready for season. And obviously, I've been pretty impressed.
No, they look good. See that pick and roll? It looks nice.
Yeah.
It looks nice.
I mean, you just have a couple of high IQ guys doing what they do, and it just helps when they're fucking big men.
And on top of that, I think the X factor this year is going to be Dwight Howard.
Yeah, I mean, he's looked pretty good.
He's looked really, really good.
He's looked like he's ready to fill in for the role that we want him to.
Yeah.
Our home opener is on Tuesday against the Clippers, and then on Friday we have Utah. But because we'll be doing another episode on Friday, we'll get into that matchup a little bit later. Obviously, we're excited for opening night. We want to see what the chemistry is going to look like with our new roster and the Clippers' new roster. The Clippers are going to be a really good team this year. So if we lose an opening night, it'll be disappointing, but it won't be anything to be worried about. Not only is it game 1, but we're going to be 2 of the top 5 teams that are contenders for championships this year. They're both going to be really good defensive teams. obviously the Lakers are going to try to expose the Clippers with their big men because
Yeah.
most nights, if not every night, that's where we're going to have the advantage. I think it's going to be interesting to see how Kawhi and Paul George play with each other. And I think they're just going to attack the basket early to try to get the big men in foul trouble early.
Yeah, I think that's their game plan, honestly. It's crazy because in basketball, like when you go big, you lose speed. But I feel like with us, we got
Well, we
size,
got mobile big
we
men.
got mobile big men. Like
Yeah.
we have the best of both worlds, so this could work. Like it could work really, really, really well. So I'm super excited, honestly. Again, if we lose against the Clippers, I'm not gonna be tripping. But I want to see how we measure up against them. Well, I mean, we're both technically new teams.
Yeah.
So chemistry's not going to be there yet. So we'll see, honestly.
Yeah, I think Zubac and Harrell for the Clippers are going to have their hands full. But I also really want to see how the guard rotation is going to play out for the Lakers, at least in game 1. You know, because there's been talks about like LeBron playing the point. I think in the last preseason game, they had Avery Bradley and Danny Green start at
I think it was
guard position.
Guards.
You know, you still have Rajon Rondo. People want Alex Caruso to get some minutes. He a fan favorite. You got KCP. It's like I don't know, but I'd rather have all these options than not have.
Did not have them. No, 100%. I think they have like 11, 12 people that can use on rotation. Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
They have options.
obviously we're gonna be one of the deeper teams in the league, and I'm fucking excited for Tuesday, man. Since the game's gonna happen before we get to the next episode, you want to take a prediction?
I mean, we're Laker fans, so
I was going the other way with my prediction.
really,
Yeah.
okay, interesting. Nah, I think they're gonna win. I think Lakers gonna win. I mean, I don't have a measuring stick to compare them to. I have no idea.
I understand. We're going in completely blind.
I just feel like we're gonna stick to our game. The big men are gonna dominate, and that's that. Honestly,
Yeah, I'm gonna say Clippers 116, Lakers 102.
really,
That's just how I feel. I just think that's how it's gonna work out game 1.
okay.
Game 1. It's not gonna attest to the way our season's gonna go, but I'm just getting that vibe right now. But you got it on the record books. We'll see what it looks like on Friday.
Fuck it. All right, I'm with it.
Around the league real quick, I know everybody's super excited to see what Zion's gonna look like in the pros. Unfortunately, he suffered a bit of a severe knee injury. They're saying he's gonna be out for a few weeks.
That's what I read too.
But I mean, the Pelicans are still gonna look nice. They still gonna be okay.
They still got great players, great young players.
They got a world of potential on that roster. But obviously, everybody wants to see Zion. So, I mean, hopefully he has a speedy recovery and we get to see him fucking rebounding off the backboard and pushing it full court.
I hope so. I want to see his head hitting the freaking rim.
Okay, well, also another injury. Bang. One of the duos I'm excited for is Luka and Porzingis in Dallas. I just want to see what it looks like. I have no idea what it's going to look like, but, I mean, it's going to be fucking interesting to see how that shit works out. I want to see Julius Randle in the New York Knicks. I want to see Julius have a breakout year.
He's one of the dudes I've rooted for. I like the kid a lot.
For sure. And like, who else are they going to give the ball to on that team?
That's true.
But I'll tell you this. That team's not going to be – it's not going to be a slouch team. At least not in the beginning of the season. Maybe towards the end of the season when they start racking up L's. But at the beginning of the season, it's a bunch of effort guys on that team. So, yeah, they might be losing games, but they're going to be in a lot of games just close. Off of effort.
Definitely.
And, yeah, hopefully Julius is one of the leaders on that team. And I think he's due for a breakout season. And last but not least, I want to see Mike Conley on the Jazz, man. The Utah Jazz, they got the big man, the big Frenchman, Rudy Gobert. Right? He was just a Defensive Player of the Year a couple years ago. You have Spider Mitchell, one of the breakout players. It's interesting to see him break out so early in his career, and then you finally give him a decent point guard. You got some shooting coming off the bench. I want to see what that team's going to look like. I want to see Mike Conley contend for a title, and I think they're going to be big factors in the playoffs this year.
Interesting. So who do you, just off the top of my head, who do you think isn't going to make the playoffs this year?
From the West?
From the West. Because West is obviously going to be highly competitive.
Yeah. Well, first team that comes to mind is Minnesota. The Pelicans won't make it. Phoenix won't make it. Who wasn't? Oh, the Thunder are gonna struggle, especially because I think they're gonna trade CP3 somewhere in the middle of the season.
Oh, you don't think he's gonna stay there?
No, I don't think he's gonna stay there. I think they're in total rebuild mode, and you can't really rebuild with
CP3.
with the old hurt point guard who still has value.
Like $37 million in his contract, I think.
Yeah, I definitely think that they're gonna trade him. He's not gonna stick around there. Yeah, I don't see those teams making the playoffs. I'm sure there's a few more that I can't think of right now, but those are gonna be the ones to struggle for
sure.
the majority of the season. Let's get into some NFL. Danny, Thursday Night Football. Did you watch?
Yeah, I did.
You was watching Chiefs versus Broncos?
Yeah.
The Chiefs ended up winning 30-6, I believe.
Yeah, and I guess they kind of did dodge a bullet, Kansas City, because Patrick Mahomes only going to be out apparently for just 3 weeks.
Yeah, so if you were watching the game or if you didn't watch the game, Patrick Mahomes exited the game with a knee injury. I was trying to watch it, but I was paying attention to the baseball game. Yeah, if they're saying only 3 weeks, and I think it's going to be a little more.
Again, I don't know. I remember when I found out it was a knee injury, it looked pretty bad.
Right.
It was like, oh fuck, like you don't want to see somebody like Mahomes go out like that.
Exactly. I mean, he's an exciting guy to watch, but apparently after the MRIs, they were all pretty positive about what they got because they thought it could be season ending.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you do the math, if he misses 3 weeks, that next week when he comes back is against the Chargers, and then after that they have their bye week. So I think even if he's ready to go, they might just
skip a week.
Just get him. Don't play him against the Chargers.
Help you guys out a little bit.
And then they have the bye week. Like, why not rest them? You know, especially if you have Matt Moore looking like he did yesterday. I mean, you know, if they're continuing to get wins or if they can go 500 while he's out, like I don't see why they wouldn't.
What's interesting about that, I feel like because of this, the AFC West is kind of broke wide open.
In what sense?
In what sense is the Raiders are right behind them?
But you thought the Chiefs were running away with it?
I thought the Chiefs were gonna run away with it. I thought they were the favorites to.
Oh, they were definitely the favorites to win it. But I mean, they've been looking not themselves the last few weeks. They were coming off back-to-back losses.
Yeah, I just feel like they're too good of a team for them not to lose.
But look who they lost to in those back-to-back weeks. They lost to the Colts, who are pretty middle of the pack, and they lost to the Texans, who every now and then they'll show you that they can be a team to really compete for it all.
And it's crazy because I really like the Texans too.
I love the Texans, dude. But then they put up some stinkers too, you know?
Yeah.
So they don't exactly have that consistency. So to watch Kansas City lose back-to-back games, I thought everybody was in the fold pretty much. Everybody is in the fold. And you look at my team, the Chargers, so we're 2-3.
2-3, I think.
And it looks like we're starting to fall behind. We haven't played any division games yet. So like that's going to be key for us to catch up and make some noise in that division.
Yeah, and even the Raiders I think are 3-2. And everybody wrote them off for the season already, and hey, like they're in it right now.
Yeah, and they have I think they opened the season with a division game. Yeah, we still have to play. Oh, I'm sorry, we played one division game. We played the Broncos and we lost to them. But we still have 2 games against the Raiders, 2 games against the Chiefs, and 1 against the Broncos. So we'll see how it goes. I think it's a fair game right now for anybody in that division.
Definitely.
But it wasn't as exciting as we thought it was going to be. Honestly, we thought at this point Kansas City Chiefs would probably still be undefeated, and you know the Chargers would only have 1 or 2 losses.
But it's not like that.
And you know what? That's fine. That's just how life works sometimes. You feel me? I'm not sad. You're sad. Let's look ahead. And you're sad. Let's look ahead to the games this weekend. And there's one that stands out to me is the Baltimore Ravens at 4-2 taking on the Seattle Seahawks at 5-1. The reason why it stands out to me is because Russell Wilson is playing out of his mind. MVP caliber. Lamar Jackson, the first few weeks we saw what he could do, his potential. And then they kind of fell off a little bit. But he's definitely a guy that plays on a team that can rack up points. And usually when you hear a name like the Baltimore Ravens or the Seattle Seahawks, you think of defensive juggernaut teams.
Yeah.
And they're just not that this year. Neither of them. Even with the Ravens picking up Marcus Peters off of the Rams from you guys. But I expect to see fireworks. I think it's going to be a shootout that game.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Lamar is going to use his legs, honestly. I think that's what's going to happen. I think he's probably going to rush for that would be a bold prediction. Maybe 2 touchdowns.
You think he gets 2 touchdowns?
I think he does on his legs.
I could see it.
Yeah.
I could see it happening. I could see it happening. Especially because I don't think Marquise Brown is playing for them this week.
Yeah, you're right.
So, I could see him rushing for 2 touchdowns. You want to get into some fantasy?
I do.
Yo, for everybody at home, I got my first fantasy loss.
Hey, for everybody at home, I'm not in last place no more. Hey,
I mean, yeah, that's definitely something to celebrate.
I'm just saying, started from the bottom, now we're here.
Now we're here, a couple spots up.
Comeback season. I think I went 2 weeks straight already.
All right,
I'm doing good. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for the king over here.
I got my first loss, and I lost by less than half a point. So,
how does that make you feel?
Did it hurt? Yes. Does it shake me? No.
Okay.
Confidence is higher than ever.
All right, we'll see, because I'm coming.
Okay.
Pause.
Also, that's what she said. Go ahead, hit it with a stardom for this week.
I got to start him. I got a homer stardom because I got to. Jared Goff against.
I'm not mad
Falcons.
at that. Even though he's been
ass cheeks. Well, I think last week he got 1 point.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what your scoring format is, I think in some leagues he got negative.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Look, Atlanta's ranked 31st against the quarterback. I don't know if you guys know, but that means that they're only behind one person. Who is that one person? Wild guess?
The Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins, only team that allows more points to opposing quarterbacks. And, okay, on top of that, Atlanta has allowed 5 quarterbacks in a row to score at least 20 points. And he's had a shaky start. He had an even worse start last week. But I think he's going to bounce back.
Yeah, I think so, too.
He'll be all right.
We kind of mentioned it before with the Cardinals a couple episodes ago. But I feel like it's the Atlanta Falcons now where they're that team that you want to play. Because it's like, oh, we need a comeback game. Like, we need to shake off last week's loss. This is who we want to play.
Yeah.
You know, and we're going to put up numbers and they're going to make us look good. But, I mean, they have they got a few offensive weapons on that side too.
Definitely.
But that's what you want if you're playing Jared Goff. You want a shootout. So I like that pick. I'm going to go ahead and sit your boy Mitchell Trubisky versus the Saints.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm sitting Mitchell Trubisky is because he's been fucking awful this year. With the exception of the Redskins game, who we talked about the Redskins earlier, they only have 1 win on the season. With the exception of that game, he hasn't hit double digits in fantasy. And the Saints have been winning games without Breeze, and that's because their defense has stepped it up. So you got Mitchell Trubisky taking on the Saints. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game only because there's going to be a few defensive scores on each side.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's not going to be your boy Mitchell Trubisky going stupid.
Putting in work.
Don't make me look bad, Mitch.
Hey man, we should start tallying up who's correct and not.
We should definitely keep score with this kind of stuff.
So for my start, I got Michael Gallup, wide receiver for the Cowboys against the Eagles.
Yo, I love that pick.
Hey, Michael Gallup had his worst game last week against the Jets. He had 8 PPR points. I don't know if you guys know, but that's really bad.
It's really bad.
But he's facing the Eagles. The Eagles allow the most points to opposing receivers, and on top of that, if Amari Cooper's out.
What it looks like
it's going to be, you might even get another boost.
Yeah.
So you got to start him.
I like that because I got Michael Gallup in my starting lineup. So thank you, Daniel, for that advice.
You're welcome.
I'm going to go ahead and sit a wide receiver. The wide receiver I'm going to sit is your boy Dede Westbrook versus the Bengals. And Dede was a really popular pick or a really popular name prior to the season starting because in preseason he had that repertoire with Nick Foles. Right?
Yes.
And this week you would look at the Bengals and I'm like, man, he got a juicy matchup. But he hasn't scored a touchdown since week 1. And the Jaguars really pushed the run, which has led to so much Leonard Fournette success. Along with your boy Gardner Minshew just making shit happen.
Making shit happen, exactly.
But when he makes it happen, it's usually happening with your boy DJ Chark. And, you know, his coming out party this year has really taken away targets from your boy. From your boy Dede Westbrook. But I would say if you're in a deeper league, I wouldn't mind stashing him on my bench as maybe a flex option down the road, especially if your boy Nick Foles comes back sometime this year.
Very true. Very, very, very true. All right, so my last stardom is Miles Sanders, Eagles running back against the Cowboys. Look, Sanders has been picking up his production as of late, and specifically in receptions. It's only because Darren Sproles has been out, and the Cowboys actually allow the 3rd most receptions to running backs. So if you're in a PPR league and you need somebody to start on your flex position, definitely start Miles Sanders.
Every now and then, Danny. Every now and then. And I don't like when it happens. But every now and then, me and you get on the same train of thought. So like how you saying, you're going to start Miles Sanders, and he's going to have himself quite a game against the Cowboys. My last sit-em was the Cowboys defense.
Okay.
And the reason why I chose to sit the Cowboys defense is because I feel like they've been hit or miss. They had a couple games where they came out and they played well. They played to their potential.
They look good.
But a lot of times they come out and they lay a goose egg. At least that's what it seems like. This week they're going against Carson Wentz, and Carson Wentz is coming off of a solid performance last week against the Minnesota defense. And Minnesota defense ain't no joke. And he still came out and put up over 20 points. I think he continues this trend. And I think the Eagles get into a bit of a shootout with the Cowboys. They're both sitting at 3-3. It's not a must-win game, but it's an important game for that division.
I think it's a must-win game for the Cowboys.
You think so?
I mean,
they did lose 3 in a row.
They did lose 3 in a row, and I feel like it's more just like for their ego. Like, fuck. Like, we were on top of Mount Everest.
Yeah.
We're going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We lost 3 games in a row. Oh, fuck. Are we really not that good? If they win this against the Eagles, they're going to be, okay, no,
they're
going to
feel a lot better. They're going to feel a lot better
But if they lose, I don't know, man. Jason Garrett, we'll see.
Yeah, but also I think we've been saying Jason Garrett's going to get fired for like the past 3 years.
And
now.
he hasn't.
And he hasn't. That guy's like fucking... He's like bubble gum, dude. He's like gum you can't get off your shoe. Like he just sticks around, baby, through all the tough times. That's going to wrap it up for another episode. With that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you follow us on our IGs. Make sure you follow us on With That Being Said Instagram page, where, like we said, Danny, you're going to post the medal, right?
Yes.
And we will have the video of Danny getting wet next week.
Yeah.
And
I might just disappear. I don't know.
I was going to say Danny getting wet might be a dirty title for another website. I don't know. I'll post a link. You check it out if you want. We'll see you guys next week.
Deuces.